How are we doing, guys? It's Luke here for SimBoxx. We're in Manchester. It's a launch press conference at Jack Catterall against Harlem Eubank. Delighted to be joined by Harlem himself now. Harlem, how are we doing?
Very well, man. Very well.
Good, man. So I appreciate you doing a lot of media here today. It must get quite repetitive, so I appreciate you giving me time to SimBoxx.
All good, man.
It's a big fight with Jack Catterall, you know, the Warriors Code. How excited are you for this fight and this opportunity? As you say, you're going up through the levels. This is, you know, maybe the toughest fight of your career. It is the toughest fight of your career. Just how excited are you for July 5th?
Very excited. We brought this fight into existence. You know, I'm a type of fighter that wants to fight the best, and I made sure, you know, my team knew to make this fight next. You know, this is the type of level that I think I can operate at, and now's my time to go in there and prove it.
Absolutely. So before we look forward to the Jack Catterall fight, so I'll go back to March, that win over Tyrone McKenna. I think you went into that fight, you know, rightly so as a favourite, but I think it was the manner of the stoppage that made people sit up and take notice of Harlem Eubank, obviously on Channel 5, terrestrial TV. It's a big audience. How satisfied was you with that win? And then obviously it's led into this opportunity now with Jack Catterall. But yeah, how happy was you with that win over Tyrone McKenna and the manner of the victory?
Yeah, I was happy. It's you know, I know which level I can go in there and perform at, and Tyrone is one of the toughest. You know, one of the toughest out here. You know, he's a guy that you know, very few people will go in there, you know, and dominate against him. And you know, when he gets hurt, you know, he toughs it out, and he's a you know, a real warrior. So it's great to come off a fight like that and again pursue the biggest and the best fighters in the sport. And I believe that Jack was the guy that is leading the way right now in the UK. And yeah, I want to be a world champion. So these are the type of fighters that I need to overcome to win a world title.
Absolutely. Now this fight obviously taking place at welterweight. Jack's debut at 147. Was there ever any consideration for this fight to be at light welterweight? Would you have took the fight at 140 as well, or was it always going to be at 147?
I think I recently moved up from 140 to 147, you know, 1-2 fights ago. Yeah. So I think the options that Jack had on the table were also at 147. And, you know, maybe he was a little flat in his last fight at 140, so it made sense for him. And, you know, we have a fight.
Absolutely. Now, on July 5th, why would the best version of Harlem Eubank beat the best version of Jack Catterall?
Because no one is aware yet, you know, of everything I can do in the ring. No one's aware how good I am, and they've made that clear, that saying no one knows how good I am. Yet every time I've stepped up, I've gone in there and proven it. So you know, I believe that July 5th will be no different.
We look forward to July 5th. Now, just on the top table here at the press conference, you seem to pick out with Sam Jones that he was wearing a fake sheriff badge, shall we say. Was that just a bit of banter? Did you take that as a sign of disrespect? You know, I noticed you picked him up on it at the earliest opportunity.
I was just asking him what he was thinking, you know, because all of us were thinking the same thing, and I just had to ask him the question.
Of course, now I couldn't not ask you about Chris Eubank, Conor Benn. As everyone's mentioned time and again, the Eubank name is flying high. How proud of you was Chris? How proud of you was you of Chris getting that win over Conor Benn in the manner that he did?
Very proud. Chris has achieved a lot in the sport already. He's fought at world level time and time again, and you know, he's 35 years of age now. To dig deep in the well like he did, you know, to show the heart, the grit, the determination at the age he's at is an incredible thing. So, you know, I'm very proud of what he done in the ring that night, and yeah, I'd like to see him go on now and, you know, have one or two more, then sail off into the sunset.
Do you think one or two more includes the rematch with Conor Benn? Do you believe we see that fight again?
I'm not sure what their plans for it are, but I don't think we need to see it again. I think it was conclusive. It was a beautiful night of entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know, a war, you know, a boxing kind of slugfest at times, which is always gripping to watch for the public. I don't think you can ever recreate a night like that. So I'd like to see him build from that and move on and fight the biggest, baddest man in the division, Canelo Alvarez.
Absolutely, that'd be a great fight to bring Canelo over to the UK for. Conor Benn, if he moves back down around 147, is that a fight that you'd still look to pursue? You're not obviously going to overlook Jack Catterall, but maybe in 2026 in the future, is Harlem Eubank, Conor Benn a fight that we could look to see?
I think Jack Catterall is miles above Conor Benn. This Jack Catterall is a guy that's fought at world level, world class operators, beat world class operators, time and time again. He is the best guy they have. You know, we've picked the best guy that they have to fight next. So, you know, the other guys, you know, doing nothing in the sport at the moment, you know, and just come off a loss. So, it's you know, I'm here to fight the best.
Absolutely. Now, you know, just quickly going back to Chris, you mentioned about the fight, and he rightly got all the plaudits for the win and the way he went around it. But through social media, you've seen a lot of the stuff that was going on outside of the ring. You know, he went on that walk, and he's seen him embrace the fans, and then he was at his nephew Raheem's school reading storybooks, and you know the way he stepped up in, you know, after Sebastian's tragic passing, and the way he is with Raheem, and you know that kind of uncle role that he takes on. You know, he's shown a different side to him. You know, he likes to play the villain, but it's also shown that he's got the human side to him. It's not all the brash, cocky Chris Eubank Jr. that we've come to see on camera. That behind there is a really good guy.
I think as he's, you know, as he's got a little bit older and a bit more wise, and you know, he's had different experiences, he has shown that kind of emotional side a little bit more, which it's obviously, you know, it's nice to see that, you know, especially from the public, you know, perception. It's nice to see that for them. It's nice for them to get that inside kind of view. But yeah, there's, you know, everyone has a side that they present to the public, and you know, a side that, you know, is more clear from behind closed doors. So it's yeah, it's just a different view, different public view, which is, you know, he's coming into a part of his life where he's seeing that kind of the human side is more important as well.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows the fighter, but people want to see that human side and can relate to it.
Absolutely. And just to close off, obviously this fight on July 5th is contested in the welterweight division. A great of the welterweight division. Manny Pacquiao was looking to make his return to the ring at 46 years of age. We're fighting the WBC welterweight champion in Mario Barrios. What's your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao coming back at this stage of his life after, I think it's 4 years out of the ring? What's your thoughts, Harlem?
I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how you come straight back after 5 or 6 years, you know, retirement to be in the number one position to fight for the title again. But, you know, I guess some of the boxing governing bodies, you know, can maneuver people how they choose fit. But I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight again. He's done and achieved everything in the sport of boxing. You know, he's a Hall of Famer, and you know, he's an older man now. I don't want to see him in the ring again.
Do you think it's a fight he could win, or are you worried for him in there against a younger, hungrier lion in Mario Barrios?
I wouldn't want to watch him in there against a younger guy, regardless of who the other guy is. Yeah, I've seen the best of Manny Pacquiao, and you know, I don't want to see any more.
No problem. Well, Harlem, it's been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to SimBoxx.
Nice one.